Now let's add a light fixture right here, and to do that let's go to 3D Warehouse and we'll go to, let's type in Fresno sconce and you'll see these come up, and let's go ahead and select this first one here and let's download this directly into our model. Okay, now let's rotate it to where we want. Type 90 degrees and let's click and drag and place this on our right side here, and doesn't really matter where, just want to keep it a little bit above eye level. So if you're just you can kind of just visually place it kind of in the center of that wall, and I'm actually going to increase the size of it. So let's go to scale and we're going to select one of the corners here. It could be any one of the corners, and we're going to drag it to make it larger. And we'll just go a little bit larger, and let's go ahead and center it again. And one trick to center it as well is we can select the midpoint of the group, and then let's lock into our red axis and go to the snap to the center here, and there we are on that center point. I'm going to raise it a little bit higher, and there we go. Okay, so we have our light fixture there, and let's add some here to our garage as well. Let's go ahead and select the midpoint and let's hit Control to make a copy, and we'll go right there to the center and right there. Okay, very nice. Alright, so let's keep adding a little bit more detail. So let's add some soffit lighting to our 2-foot soffits here. And to do that, I'm going to use the rectangle tool, and I'm just going to draw anywhere on here, and we're going to type in 4,4 to draw a 4x4 squared. And let's use a select tool. Let's make this into a group. Right click, make group, double click, and let's offset, and just offset just about 1/4 of an inch, and then let's offset down, or use the push pull, I'm sorry, down 1/4 of an inch and 1/4 of an inch. So there we just have a little bump out. And now let's add a yellow color for our light, and we'll go ahead and escape out of that. So, and let's add some more color. So I'm going to use this sample paint, and we'll collect that color there and just apply it to our light. Okay, so now we want to apply this around our model, and I want to get it more or less in the center of this soffit, and we're just going to drag, place that in the middle there, and let's go ahead and make a copy all the way at the other end, and we can lock in that red axis if we like and click once. And then while we're still in this command, let's hit divide by 2, and then it'll place one right in the middle. And there we have some sconce lights there. I'm sorry, our soffit lighting. And we'll go ahead and add, let's add one just in the middle here. And then let's keep going and adding some more. And I'm just going to select it, use the move tool, and I'm just going to grab anywhere on the surface of this group, hit Control to make a copy, and we'll drag to the corner here. And actually I don't want this to be in the corner on this one, so I'm going to go about to that point, and we'll drag about there, and let's go ahead and move this to about there. And this is just, these things will just make it look that much better when we go to do our rendering for this home. And here I'm going to put this one kind of in the center of where that window is. And then let's add some more around the edge, the side of the house. And then I'm going to click, hit Control, and drag it all the way to the end. And we're not going to go to the edge, we'll go to about here. And I'm going to hit divide by 3. And there it added some more in between there. Okay, so there we have some lights going all around our house, and it's looking good. And I'm going to drop these sconces just a little bit, more. I think they're just a little bit high. I'm just going to come down about 4 inches. So I have them all selected, and I'm sorry, to select them all you just have to hold down Control or Shift. I believe does the same. You can deselect with Shift. Use the move tool, just click anywhere, and I'm going to move it on that blue axis down 4 inches, enter, and we'll leave it like that. Okay, so now let's add some headers above our windows and doors. So to do that, I'm just going to use the line tool, and we're going to draw a line. And for a home like this, we don't want to make them too large, but for this I'm going to go 6 inches, and let's go ahead and make this into a group by double clicking, right click, make group, and double click to activate it. And let's come out, let's come out 1.5 inches, and then we're going to come out on the sides, let's say 3 inches on each side. And then let's apply a material to it. So for this I'm going to do another concrete look to it. So let's go to concrete, and we'll go to our polished concrete again, and I think that's actually a nice color for it. And now let's copy this to some of the other areas where we're going to add it. Let's go over here to the edge, and let's put one right above our door, and let's drag it. I'm going to double click, and I'm going to grab this whole edge, and we're going to use the move tool, grab that line and just move it along that red axis till we hit this point here. And then let's come out again 3 inches. Okay, now let's grab it again, and actually I'm going to make this the same material underneath it. Okay, use the move tool, grab it in the end, Control to make a copy. Let's come to the end there, push pull, and let's come out 3 inches. Now I don't want this one to be as wide, so I'm going to push pull it down 2 inches, so that's just a 4-inch header. And let's do the same thing for the sill. And I believe these windows were 5 feet, so I'm going to copy it down, hit Control to make a copy, 5 feet 4 inches, and there it placed it right where it needs to be. And I'm going to go ahead and select it, use this to make a copy, hit Control, and let's move to the edge here, and use the rotate tool and get on that blue axis. Let's pick a point here, go 90 degrees, and there we added our header and sill to those windows. Just gives it a little bit more detail, makes it a little bit more interesting to look at. Okay, so now let's add some gutters and downspouts to this house.